So far right now, the customers is really hanging in there, but we're obviously watching what everybody else is too.
We sold more large hamburgers than we have in the last 6+ years at a time when, we have a trade up from 4 for $4 into a $5 biggie bag into a $6 biggie bag. So we feel like we got a good menu construct to bring folks in for one more visit, drive one more dollar that works for the consumer.
We have pricing power, but we're really thoughtful about it. We want to always remain a sweet, indulgent treat that's affordable.
We haven't seen much pushback. In fact, our loyal customers at the top end of our traffic, they've stayed with us. Those numbers have really been pretty even across the board. If anything, we've seen some pullback in maybe some of the less frequent shopper as we've kind of evaluated what's happened so far in 23.
Americans have always grilled, and food is becoming more important to Americans. So there's a long-term trend around food as an experience and around backyard cooking.
So we just heard from various executives, from Chili's to burgers and Wendy's to donuts to grilling in your backyard. And really the theme across all of them, in their view, is that the consumer remains relatively resilient. But then on the other hand, we got that latest data this morning from the University of Michigan, the Consumer Confidence Survey, showing a weakening there and a concern about the economy, a concern about the debt ceiling as well, and what effect that's going to have on confidence going forward. As we know, there is always never a perfect match between how consumers feel and what they say and what they do.
Right.
But nonetheless, it is an interesting dichotomy right now.
Yeah, and where they're focusing so much of the spending on food and how they're spending on food particularly is coming to light over the course of this week too, whether that is going into the restaurants, and you heard from a restaurant CEO there as we had our Chili's conversation earlier on this week, and then even into kind of taking the experience into your own hands on the grilling front there too, which is a video that I'm going to send to my building's management to make sure that they keep the grills open all year round. It's a travesty that they close them for 6 months out of the year. But all that aside, I think consumers are still looking for a way to hedge against, or at least combat against, where they are paying higher prices to kind of either pick and choose which food experiences they go into, and making sure that they're still getting the value for the dollar spent as well, which is actually what we heard from Brinker this week as well.
I'm just picturing you on the roof or the balcony or wherever you are in your building.
Nice patio.
In your parka.
I would do it.
At your grill.
I would be in a parka on the grill in December if they gave me the opportunity.